Hello Billy, back at it again with another Reliving the Past. What's up guys? Today we are talking about the Sega Genesis, but first, breaking news guys. I just realized that I hit like 23 or around 23 or 24 consoles, and like I was looking on this one website that I always used to look at, and I was like looking through all the consoles that were released in America, and like I almost have like all these consoles that were like released in America. I could get a CDI, Atari Jaguar, Atari 5200, what else? Virtual Boy, if you want to count that. There's not, there's not many I can think of that I need. I almost have like every single game console, like it's actually insane, and I just realized that, and my room is like so maxed out, it's like, I feel like it's so messy, there's just so much stuff, but like, you know, it's crazy, but, and it is what it is, but it's just crazy that I almost have like every single game console released in like the US, almost. You could pretty much say, but like, you know, there's a couple here and there that are like impossible to find, but still, like, I have like every main one, obviously, and it's just crazy, but anyways, hopefully I can get my room cleaned up soon, for maybe some room tour. What did I? I did one like a couple months ago, so maybe I will do one again, but anyways, today we're talking about the Sega Genesis, and I haven't seen my Genesis like this in so long, because it's been getting its slots filled up with 32X. It covers the whole top. All you see is the bottom here, and the Sega CD, which covers the side here. So, literally, I haven't seen the Genesis like this, plain, in how long. It's insane, actually. But yeah, we're talking about the Genesis. This is the Model 2 Genesis, and in my past, I kept switching back and forth. Like, I went to the Model 1 and Model 2, Model 1, Model 2. Like, so many times, it's insane. But I'm eventually going to get both. If I find, like, the Model 1 for, like, $5, I'll keep it. But, yeah, like, I seen this one, and, yeah, I don't know which one. I kind of like the Model 1, but the Model 2 is, like, so small and convenient. It's pretty nice. And there's also a Model 3, not made by, Sega. I think it's called Majesco. It's, like, a third-party console, but it plays like Genesis games and stuff. It's so weird, but I guess it's approved by Sega, but made by Majesco. But yeah, the Genesis is such a weird system. Wow, as I drop it. Like I was saying, it's such a weird system, but like the system was released in the late 80s, like it was competing against the Super Nintendo at the time, and here comes the bit wars with the 16-bit of wars of the Super Nintendo against the Sega Genesis.
Genesis does
16-bit arcade graphics.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis does
16-bit sports action.
You can't do this on Nintendo. Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis
Does.
Genesis does.
Get Joe Montana free, Pat Riley free, Buster Douglas free, Super Monaco GP free, or Collins free.
Genesis does.
What Nintendo don't.
Buy a 16-bit Genesis system between now and October 31st and get an extra.
Yeah, so you've seen that ad, and it's like, I love the end, like, Sega does with Nintendo. I haven't heard that in so long. Like, I'm gonna be glad to watch that again in just a moment. But, well, you know, you guys seen it, but for me, I didn't. But it's just, it's insane, like, it's freaking, it's crazy, like, they were literally going after each other, and like, they were just destroying each other just for the bit wars. But honestly, at the end of the day, I think the Super Nintendo's better, honestly, just for the games, because, like, the power for both of them are pretty much the same, but the games on the Genesis are, like, so weird. Like, you have, like, the best games are just, like, Golden Axe, like, what? Like, these weird, I can't really think of them, I don't know many games on the system, but, you know, like, the good games are the weird games that no one really ever heard of, like Aladdin, Lion King, I have Aladdin, that's fun. Obviously the Sonic the Hedgehog game's on here, but on Super Nintendo, the Mario games are on that. So like, obviously, boom! You know, which is better, Sonic or Mario? I think Mario, because, I don't know, just Sonic games are, you know, like, they're good, but you know, they could be better. And then like, the Super Nintendo games are just, I feel like they're so much better than the Genesis games. I don't know why, but, you know, the Super Nintendo is a much cooler thing, but you know, anyways. I had a Genesis when I was younger, and at my grandma's house, and we literally played, like, she had Sonic, and, like, this was literally another, it was, like, compared to the PlayStation 1, where I had the PlayStation 1 at home, but at my grandma's house, she had the Genesis, so I was, like, 5 years old playing the Genesis, playing Sonic, playing, like, all these games. It was so fun. It was, like, playing that when I was, like, younger, I'm like, geez, like, this is so cool, and it's pretty awesome, so I'm glad when I have today, but, you know, I don't play this every day, I don't use it every day, because it's just, you know, a system that's just, but it's still good, you know. Mine's kind of cracked up. I'm trying to think where I got this exact one, but I think I got this one from, like, the antique store, like, 3 years ago. RIP antique store, they closed, so that's kind of sad, because there's a crack on the corner here. I think it was there when I bought it, so, well, it was there when I bought it, and I noticed it. When I was coming home, I'm pretty sure from the antique store, I was like, wow. But I got it for pretty cheap. I don't really know how much. But yeah, like I said, I kept switching back and forth from Model 1s and 2s. So there's the system. And yeah, like I said before, you can have a Sega CD add-on to the left, which adds a whole nother library of games, and the 32X, which adds, I guess, another whole library of games, but only like 40 games, because the 32X kind of sucked. The controller is kind of weird. Here's the controller. You have three buttons over here. You have the start button and you have the D-pad. Nothing else. So with fighting games, this was difficult because you have to do you have to use the start button to switch things. So like say B's punch, but once you hit start, then B's kick. So it's so weird, and that's why they made a 6-button controller for fighting games. So you can't play this one. You can't use this controller with fighting games. It's so bad, and it's just not that good. I don't really know much of the system. That's why you kind of see like breaks ups or you know, switching back and forth, because I just can't keep going with the Genesis, because, you know, I gotta think of it. But, you know, compared to other systems, I can keep going. But the Genesis is just kind of boring. Oh yeah. You also get 2 controller ports on the front. They have that weird, like, pin thing, which is cool, because, you know, I don't know, I think if it breaks on the front, which doesn't usually happen, you're, like, fucked, because you obviously can't use a controller with it, and then the system's dead. These things are so cheap. Like, the Genesis, you can find these for, like, $20, $30, maybe Model 2s for, like, $5 or $10. It's just all over the place. Like, you can probably find this alone for like $5 and get the cords. But even with the cords, it's like 20 maybe, or 30 maybe. Model 1s are like 30, around that. So it's kind of crazy how cheap they are, but it's kind of disappointing, you know. It's not, I don't know, like, I wouldn't suggest running out to the store and buying this console. I just don't feel like I don't feel like it's that exciting unless you want to play Sonic 2 or something like that. Sonic Spinball and Sonic 3 maybe, but yeah, it's not a system to run out to the store for. If you find it, I guess pick it up if you want, but it's not like, oh my god, it's Sega Genesis. I remember me and Ian, this is a story, I can't really think of anything else with this, but here's a story. Me and Ian bought, this was like a couple years ago, me and Ian bought 3 Genesis off eBay for like so cheap, like 3 of them, just plain Model 2s. It was really cheap, like cheap, and they were untested, and I think they were not working or whatever. So we got them, and we're like, oh yeah, the only problem with these things never break. The only problem with these is dirt gets in the cartridge slot. It has the lift up door. So we took, like, you know, like sandpaper at the time, I guess, and like alcohol, I guess, rubbing alcohol, and we like cleaned it up, and it works. And we were like, that was the easiest thing ever. We just got 3 Genesis, we bought them, and we just got them, and we literally fixed them in like a second. They were so easy. Like, I opened this a lot of times, and it's so simple. It's literally like one just simple plain motherboard. There's no other pieces to it. It's pretty awesome. It's so simple. But yeah, like I said, we got it. We fixed it up, and we spray painted them to like different colors, which looks cool. And he still has them today. We were gonna sell them, but we just didn't, because we didn't have the cords. That's why I hate, these cords are so hard to find, and even like the AV isn't the easiest thing to find. So that's why we couldn't sell them, because we don't have the cords. Like, maybe if I went to the flea market and found like Genesis cords, and like maybe I would buy these and sell these, but you know, they're cheap. One, they're cheap, you can't get much profit off of them. Two, you can't find the cords, and three, the games, if you want to bundle the games and controllers, I can't really find those either. You just don't really find much stuff out in the wild to bundle all this stuff. So it's not worth selling, like, you know, it's not, I haven't sold a Genesis like in my reselling system. I don't think I've never sold a Genesis. I think I sold like one or something like that. And they don't really sell that good either. Because I remember the one that I had sat for like ever. So it's kind of crazy and it's kind of sad, but Genesis, I guess, lives on to be the system that you play when you are bored, I guess. It's just a boring system. It's kind of sad that it's a boring system because, like I said, I played it when I was a kid, but it's just, I don't know, guys. It's just, it is what it is. So, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this week's Reliving the Past and the Genesis for you. Like I say, you don't have to go out and get run out and get one. Maybe the Model 1 if you see one for cheap. But that's gonna be pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed this week's Reliving the Past. Hopefully you enjoyed all the other weeks, and stay tuned for the future ones. Let's get going. Let's finish strong. Build in, out.
So, you like that video you just saw? Huh? Maybe, you gonna share it with your friends? Huh? Maybe, leave a like and a comment below? Maybe you hit that subscribe button for us, yeah? Alright, good.
So now get out of here.